got an action-packed show for you tonight, and unfortunately Jeff Dinsmore won't be with us here on this show as he unfortunately had some health difficulties, so he went to Mercy Hospital. So of course we wish a speedy recovery for Jeff, and we plan on seeing you next week. All right, our North Metro TV game of the week was football, as the Centennial Cougars hosted the Anoka Tornadoes, and this certainly was an interesting game. Centennial looking to get their first win on the year. And early on, they reach into their bag of tricks, and they pull out the reverse play.
Defense, and now they've got the ball.
Check out this reverse to Pierre Roddy. He gets a block from the quarterback. Check this out. Max Corey laying down a block, and he sprints his way to a 35-yard touchdown run. Hans Gorowski the extra point, and it's 7-0 Cougars. That's how you open up scoring right there. Anoka lost a lot of players that graduated last year, but they still have a potent rushing attack. Christian Manthe busts up the middle and breaks off a 64-yard run. Touchdown saving tackle here. He's brought down inside the 2. A couple of plays later, they finish off the drive with a 2-yard touchdown run for Reed Lindsay, and it's tied at 7 after 1. Second quarter, Cougars at the doorstep. They punch it in. Michael Diggins from a yard out, and he is Superman. Extra point no good, 13-7 Cougars. More tricks. We've seen this play before, or have we? This time Roddy on the reverse pass finds a wide open Josh DeWitt, who stops, waits, catches, and sprints it in. 52-yard touchdown. Yeah, that's a Star White Play of the Week nominee.
He's been the part of 2 big trick plays tonight.
Star White.
Oh my!
That's how you draw it up. Extra point Gorowski, and it's 20-7 Cougars leading at the break. Third quarter, no tricks, just power rushing. Diggins bulldozing, get out of his way. What a bully. 44-yard touchdown run, another Play of the Week nominee. Suddenly the Cougars are up 27-7. Late in the third quarter, it's Diggins punching it in. 2-yard score, his third touchdown on the night. Extra point Gorowski made it 34-7. Cougars running away with this one. The Cougar defense came up big time and time again. This time Grant Backman on the diving interception just outside the end zone. The Cougars can run out some clock with their stable of running backs. Tyler Iquinto will get another one in for the Cougars under 5 minutes. 10-yard touchdown run for him, extra point. 41-7, Cougars leading. 41-13 the final. We caught up with Pierre Roddy and Michael Diggins.
Tyler Equine.
I was actually scared he was going to drop it. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, the line actually, that was the biggest hole I've ever seen in my life, actually. The line blocked well. The quarterback actually threw a block, too, so it was just easy for me to get the touchdown.
Line played unbelievable. I mean, all week we've been pushing them. We've had a rough start to the season. Now conference started, and they came out firing. They led this game for us.
Game for the Cougars as powerful rushing, led by Michael Diggins, 215 yards and 3 touchdowns. Pierre Roddy, the dual threat, wide receiver and quarterback. Score, passing and rushing for him. Jordan Clark, a nice game for him. And like we said, the defense coming up big in this game. Also Trucker Rattel, 95 yards for him. And Centennial gets their first win of the year. They're 1-2 in conference, 1-3 overall. And Christian Manthe leading Anoka, 139 yards rushing, as Anoka now falls to 2-2 in conference and 2-2 overall. Upcoming for Centennial, they will be facing Champlin Park at home. That's homecoming, and that'll be our North Metro TV game of the week for Friday, so that'll be live here on North Metro TV, so you can catch the King and the Queen and some good football on Friday night live at 7 o'clock. All right, Spring Lake Park didn't play on Friday, but they did have a Saturday 3 p.m. game at Cooper, and 2 of the best teams in the conference, and this one would have conference implications. Cooper, a potent offense. Let's go to the highlights. They have 2 different Division I athletes. And early on, they're looking for a big play, but the Panthers, with the interception, they're all about the defense and they're all about the running game. A big run off here. Look out for the window frame. That'll trip you up every time. But they'll punch it in. And then later on in the quarter, another touchdown for the Panthers. They take an early lead. Cooper coming back the other way. Somehow gets off a bit of a shovel pass before he goes down. Sprint upfield, breaking some tackles. Gets inside the 10. And then on 4th and goal, he's stopped short. Cooper still off the board. Panthers D comes up big again. Unfortunately, Cooper D comes up big right after that. They get a safety. They put 2 points on the board. Panthers keep the rushing attack going. They score another touchdown. And Cooper gets one on the board, 20-9 lead. And a bad snap on the punt sets up Cooper with good field position. And they'll score. Or excuse me, stopped on another 4th down. Panthers come back the other way. Another big run. Drive continues in the next quarter. They score a touchdown. Cooper just didn't have enough answers for the Spring Lake Park defense. Nice pass reception here. Gets all the way down to the 6-yard line. They end up punching this one in. But the Panthers were in control pretty much the entire game. And another big run for EJ. Several touchdown runs for Ijaya. The Panther defense ends up with a interception for the defensive line there. I apologize. I have no names on this one. Didn't have a script for this one, so I apologize, but Ijaya with 4 touchdown runs for him. And once again, doing it with defense and rushing as 32-16, Spring Lake Park the victory. Still undefeated. They are now 4-0. And for the Hawks, good game for them. They had 137 yards and a touchdown for Scott Birch, 78 yards rushing, and Koskela rushing touchdown, and Payne as well. So another good game for the Panthers. Jeff was happy to see that one. All right, upcoming for Spring Lake Park, they'll be taking on some more teams, so good for them. All right, more highlights, Blaine and Maple Grove. As Blaine, coming off of their first loss of the season, they against Osseo, they look to make things right, taking on the Maple Grove Crimson. We'll skip to the second quarter, and it's a Crimson interception. Emmanuel Enric, and they start inside the 20. They get a field goal, 3-0 Maple Grove. Third quarter, Crimson quarterback Blake Skodja hits Jake Weinecke on the slant, 4-yard touchdown, 10-0 Crimson. May this be a lesson, kids. Never pick up a punt in traffic like this. Bryce Woda, what are you thinking? He picks it up with Bengals all around him, and then, forget what I said. All the stuff about the things I said about not picking up the punt there. He gets a big return. They get a field goal out of it, 13-0 Crimson at the break. Third quarter, Jake Weinecke, check out this grab. 27-yard reception. He had a great night for the Crimson. Fourth quarter, drive continues. Jack Wallach in from 3 yards out, 20-0 Maple Grove. Bengals get things going in the fourth. Connor Spurbeck from Alex Copa. Big gain inside the 20. They finish off the drive as Copa again finds Spurbeck in the end zone. This time it's a 15-yard touchdown. Extra point was no good. It was 20-6. But Maple Grove, their defense was the difference maker. 3 interceptions, and their defense seals the deal. 20-6, Maple Grove Crimson pull off an upset over the Bengals. Copa, 232 yards and a touchdown passing, 29 attempts. He had 3 interceptions, and Spurbeck, great day for him, 146 yards and a touchdown. But this is mostly Maple Grove in this one, as they had a potent passing attack themselves, as Skagit had 214 yards and a touchdown, Wallach with 80 yards rushing, and Weineke 174 out of the 214 passing yards is receiving for Weineke. As they improved to 3-1 in conference, 3-1 overall, a bit of a surprise, and Blaine drops to 2-2 in conference and 2-2 overall. Upcoming for the Bengals, they'll be hosting Coon Rapids, and I believe that'll be homecoming. Then it'll be at Champlin Park on the 5th, so that next game, the Coon Rapids game, will be televised by CTN. We'll have that for you, and we'll also have highlights for you next week. All right, we can take a look at some other scores if we have those. Champlin Park over Coon Rapids, big. Andover defeats Elk River. Osseo over Armstrong, and Totino Grace, a big win over Park Center. Benilde victorious along with Irondale, Chisago Lakes, and Simley, the non-conference win over North Branch. All right, we featured a tennis match last Thursday between Blaine and Centennial. Doubles, anyone? Centennial's Paige Wojtaszek and Courtney Clare hosting the Bengals' Lauren Anderson and Sarah Poto. In the first set, on set point for Centennial, Wojtaszek comes up to the net and she gets the winner. Nice play up at the net. And Centennial takes the first set 6-3. In the second set, it's the Bengals' Poto, the backhand winner right here. Nice backhand there. They turn the tables and take it 6-3. We go to a third and deciding set. Almost broke the serve, but Centennial gets to match point. And the return goes long. Centennial wins. The team of Paige Wojtaszek and Courtney Clare 6-3, 3-6, 6-3. We spoke with the winning doubles team after the match.
By the way, to win this #1 doubles match.
Well, this is actually our first year playing together, so it's taken a lot of practice, but we're really good at communicating with each other, and it's been working so far.
We stay aggressive. We couldn't have been passive, and we just had to keep plugging away.
All right, it is time now for our trivia question, and this one comes from the crew. They had a good question here. What was Jeff Dinsmore's number? And I'm assuming this is football number. What was Jeff Dinsmore's football number back when numbers were invented and they started printing them on clothing called jerseys? Before they were called jerseys, they were just kind of like knapsacks they would wear. All right, if you think you know the answer, give us a call, 763-231-2809, or email us at sports@northmetrotv.com. There's plenty more shows, so don't go away. We'll be right back. Bye.
You've had frozen pizza. You've had pizza old and cold. Oh, you've even had pizza that tastes like cardboard and ketchup. Well, what the heck? It's time to find out what pizza is supposed to taste like. It's time for Linwood Pizza. Linwood Pizza. Taste the difference fresh makes.
If you need seamless gutters, whether the job is large or small, you can say,
I know a guy.
for your full service landscaping, you can say,
I know a guy.
if you need commercial or residential lawn care, you can say,
I know a guy.
I'm Charlie Walker, and if you need professional seamless gutters, landscaping, and lawn care, you can say,
I know a guy.
With gold at all-time high, take that rope and say bye-bye. Earrings, bracelets, rings, and chains. We buy gold at your exchange. Don't send your gold to someone strange. We buy gold at your exchange. Spring Lake Park, Frilly Blaine. We buy gold at your exchange.
Join Ben Hale and Danica Peterson every Friday on North Metro TV News.
Welcome back to Sports and Everyone. Last week we asked a trivia question. It was, what's the maximum quarterback rating you can get in college? Because we know in the pros it's like 149.3 repeating. It's actually 1,261.6. But I think you'd have to average 80-yard touchdown completion on every play in order to get that. So it would be difficult, but that's the maximum possibility. I think that's what Jeff Dinsmore had as his college quarterback rating when numbers were invented. Back to some more highlights. We're going to start with some volleyball. The Bengals with a pair of games, starting with last Thursday night at Champlin Park, taking on the Rebels. Game 1, Bengals' Lydia Dimke sets it to the corner for the kill. And then on set point, Jessica Jorgensen comes up with the big block, 25-13 Bengals. El juego número dos. That's game number 2 in Espanol. Once again, it's Jessica Jorgensen putting set point away, this time with a crushing kill, 25-20. Game number 3, Taylor Morgan, the big block. It's tough to get around those big blockers. Here's match point. Catherine Hawkins puts an exclamation point on the sweep. 25-16, the Bengals sweep the Rebels. Then we pick up their match on Tuesday, taking on Jordan. A double-A powerhouse, placed 3rd at state last year. The boys are the Hubmen, girls are the Jaguars, taking on the Bengals, number 2 in Class 3A. Game 1, Sierra Tro's serve results in a bad pass from Jordan, and Jessica Jorgensen makes them pay. On game point, Rebecca Hawkins serves, and another bad pass gives Lydia Dimke a free swing, and she doesn't miss. 25-12 Bengals. El juego número dos. That's game number, I think you know that by now. Again, set point is put away by Lydia Dimke. This time the cross-court kill, 25-16. Bengals go up 2-0. Then it's Jordan's Lexi Erickson. They're closer in the 3rd set, but the Bengals take this one 25-19 as Brooke Christensen, the match point kill to complete the 3-game sweep. The Bengals win. We caught up with a few of the winners.
We just really focus on one ball at a time, and no matter what point it is, we just earn it and we go for it. So you don't want to let them back into the game, and if it's first game or second game, just to close out and get the win.
Our team is very well-rounded. I mean, everyone can do every position just exceptionally well. So to have every single player, from the players on the court to the players on the bench, be able to just step in and play that amazing, it's just awesome. We're a very strong, well-rounded team.
They are a very strong, well-rounded team. They'll be taking on Apollo, Concordia, North St. Paul in their own invitational. That's how good they are. They have their own invitational tournament where teams must come to them and play. Centennial losing to Maple Grove 3-1. They'll be hosting Coon Rapids on the 27th, at Osseo on the 2nd. It's Blaine 5-0 in conference, 11-1 overall. Centennial 1-3 in conference, and 5-7 overall. The Panthers got swept by North Branch. They'll be at Totino Grace on the 27th, hosting Cooper on the 4th. Spring Lake Park 1-4 in conference and 4-7 overall. We've got more coaching captains to catch up on. That's right, more coaching captains. We have Centennial Volleyball. Please enjoy.
Cougars Volleyball! Woo!
Last season we had a great year, made it to the section finals, ended up losing in the 5th game by 2 points. It was a phenomenal match. I think everybody that was at that match walked away thinking they got their money's worth. And Blaine had a great team, and so they just played an awesome game as well. And I'm just really proud of the way our girls played all season long last year. They played their hearts out, and it was, you know, you want your seniors to get that final win of this season, and unfortunately they didn't, but they have nothing to hang their heads about with the way they ended their high school career.
I think this year, since we don't have one strong player, we're gonna be like working all the way around, like on all of our hitters. And so like we're just expecting to be like scrappier and like working harder because we don't have one strong like dominant hitter. We have like good hitters all around.
We have some big roles to fill from last year, losing some seniors, but it's a new year and we have girls that are stepping up to the plate and filling those positions. And it's going to be a great season.
I love volleyball because it's a team sport and you have to work together.
in order to achieve a goal. It's made me be more positive and think things through and move on if something bad happens.
Lindsay McCulley's our returning setter for this year, and Des Saraki as well, and she's going to be playing more. She played our defensive specialist last year, and she's going to continue in that role this year and possibly move into the libero where Cami Skuczynski was last year as a libero. We're going to be really strong on our defense to be able to do that. And then we have Carly Trout in the middle again this year. Whether or not she stays in the middle or goes outside, that's still to be determined. But I think we've got a strong core group of players and kind of see where it goes.
It's just 100 times better when you work so hard in practice to go out in a game and have people cheer for you like that.
Just in making those improvements one match at a time. And we're going to hope that by the end of the season, when it comes time for sections, that we're going to be a dark horse that teams may not be thinking about, and we're going to make them think about us.
I think we're going to work really hard this year, and we're going to bring lots of energy out on the floor, and they don't know what to expect this year, so it'll be fun to watch.
It's going to be a good year, and we're all excited to play, and we expect to win a lot.
Woo indeed. And we should have some soccer highlights. Saturday soccer doubleheader. We're going to start with the ladies because it is, after all, ladies first. On Saturday, Centennial Cougars taking on the Spring Lake Park St. Anthony Panthers. So Centennial taking on the Panthers. In the first half, early on, Jenna Roaring centers to Non Glinsack.
Jenna Roaring's got some speed. She attacks
and she scores it 1-0 Cougars. Minutes later, Roaring is fast. She beats the keeper and it's 2-0 Cougars. Minutes later, Roaring's shot from deep, blocked, but rebound put in by Glinsack. And it's 3-0 Cougars. Seconds later, Roaring is fast. She beats the keeper, her second goal, 4-0 Cougars. Still in the first half, ball passed around and Glinsack opens up a shot. And she scores and gets herself a first half hat trick. 5-0 Cougars. Then Roaring sets up Jenna Nelson from deep.
Roaring with the ball, passes it back.
She scores it, and it's 6-0. Nice goal from Nelson there. And then it's Roaring, her turn to get a first half hat trick to join Glinsack. 7-0 Cougars at the half. 11-0 was the final. We caught up with the hat trickers, Glinsack and Roaring.
We were just doing really good at splitting the defense and making the runs, and she crossed it into me a lot, and then I got it on the top of the box and hit one.
It was just really 100% from all girls, going out there, trying their hardest, playing their hardest, and everyone giving their best effort is what that took to win the game.
All right, fellas' turn. Centennial Cougars hosted by the Spring Lake Park St. Anthony Panthers. Late in the first half, Braden Anderson takes the corner kick, headed in by Jared Crotill, Play of the Week nominee, and a star wipe for a nice play. And the Panthers take a 1-0 lead off the head of Crotill. Literally off the head of Crotill. Early second half, Cougars' Benjamin Grindswag keeps the ball in play as he centers to Hanat Abdul. Touch to David McGough. He puts it home, and the game is all tied up. It remained that way at the end of regulation, so we go to bonus soccer, otherwise known as overtime. Late in the first OT, Crotill, great pass. Behind him to Matt Vredenberg, and boom goes the dynamite. Vredenberg, the OT winner, Play of the Week nominee. Crotil, the mule kick pass to Vredenberg off his heel. That's a nice play. And the Panthers win. Tell us about that, Matt.
Well, I saw Jared getting the ball, and I was just calling for it. He played a perfect back heel on me, and I just tried to get it in the corner, and I struck it in.
All right, so in girls soccer, Egan and Blaine, a 0-0 tie. Bengals will be at home versus Armstrong on the 27th. Looking ahead to October 2nd, they'll be hosting Centennial, North Metro TV doubleheader there. And Centennial, victorious over Spring Lake Park. They'll be at Elk River, and then at Blaine on the 2nd. They changed that from a home game to a road game. Centennial ranked number 9 now, 3rd in conference at 8-1-2. Spring Lake Park, a 5-0 victory over Fridley. They'll be at the other SLP on the 27th and at Osseo on the 29th. Spring Lake Park ladies right now, 2-3-1 in conference, 2-7-1 overall. The fellas, a 6-0 win. Bengals over Egan. They'll be hosting Armstrong, hosting Centennial on the 2nd. And the guys, Centennial squad, lost to Bloomington in a close one, 2-1 on Monday. They'll be at Elk River on the 27th. They won't be facing themselves in the 2nd. They'll be taking on Blaine. Centennial 2-3-1 in conference, 3-5-2 as Spring Lake Park defeated Fridley 6-1 on Tuesday. They'll be at the other SLP. And Totino Grace, the top of the conference, right behind them, Spring Lake Park 6-1, 8-2 overall as they are still in the hunt, looking for maybe a conference championship and definitely a good seed in the section tournament. We'll be taking a look at the Spring Lake Park St. Anthony boys soccer coach and captains next week, so you got that to look forward to. Our athlete of the week this week is Michael Diggins. 200-plus yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. I believe it was 217 yards rushing to be exact. And it's time now for our play of the week. Woo!
Centennial.
All right.
The Cougars have got it to
This one was the second time they reached in the bag of tricks, and he is even better than the first time. Chiarati, wide receiver reverse, pass to Josh DeWitt. I've seen him in play of the weeks before, Josh DeWitt, at the touchdown grab before the half, reminiscent. Nice play there by Roddy, airing it out. 52-yard touchdown for the Cougars, and the Cougars win! That's our play of the week. All right, our North Metro TV coverage games. We've got tennis tomorrow, Irondale and Spring Lake Park. We'll feature one of those matches. And then Friday at Centennial's homecoming, they're hosting Champlin Park. We'll cover that live at 6:55. And then looking ahead to next Tuesday, it's doubleheader soccer in the month of October. The 2nd, it'll be a doubleheader with Blaine hosting Centennial. 5 and 7 o'clock are the games. That'll be live, both of those on North Metro TV. Make sure to go out and support your teams. Go to our website, northmetrotv.com. Jeff, get better. We'll see you next week. Go Bengals, go Cougars, go Panthers.